Hey guys, we are live series where we're going to talk with moms and mortgages. We're going to talk about stories and struggles and successes. And I've got these four amazing, talented, I can keep going, professional, pretty, wonderful women on the show today. Welcome.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to go right to left if I can read. It's Krystal, Basile, Kerrie to Capua, Stephanie Martinez, and Jen Kurz. We are all coming from you, different places, different time zones. It's not different time zones, I'm kidding. But we're here to talk about what's going on, what it's like to be a mom, what it's like to try to balance, what it's like to deal with your clients, your referral partners, your kids, your significant other, and try to figure out how to do business. And so that's what we're all here for. So do a little introduction. I'll start up at the top as I see it. Just tell us a little bit about you, maybe, and how you got into this whole mortgage world. I'll start with you, Krystal.
Hi, good morning, everybody. So I'm Krystal Basile. I've been in the business for about 21 years, and I'm with Freedom for the last 3. And it's been a zoo working from home with my family, but we're making it work. And people know to wear protective headgear when they approach me and I'm on the phone. But it's been a really wonderful experience working for the best bank in the country. And I'm very thankful. So I have to remember that every day as the phone doesn't stop ringing.
Amen. Amen. How about you, Kerrie?
I am Kerrie to Capua. And I've been in the real estate for about 17 years. I know I look young, but I take really good care of my skin. So I've been with Freedom about 3 years now. I love it. It's amazing. Working from home has been a little challenging, but we're making it work with a good schedule. Making it work.
Awesome. All right. How about you, Stephanie?
So my name's Stephanie Martinez. I am actually pretty fresh to the industry, been in the industry for about 2 years. I don't have any outside or previous experience beside mortgages. So I am very, very fresh. And I started with Freedom last year in around October. And there's my kid in the back. So it's been pretty good so far. Yeah.
That's what this is all about, having a kid in the back.
Exactly. Not 1 second can I get to myself.
All right,
always
Jen,
trying to steal my thunder.
I'm Jen Kurz. I'm very fresh in the industry as well. I have less than a year in the industry, and I was with another company prior to Freedom, but I will tell you that the moment I made the move to Freedom, I've been extremely successful, and that's been great. I would say I feel fortunate because I do have real estate experience, 7 years of real estate, and I ran a team, and I was very successful, and I landed here because my team decided that I would be great at mortgages so that we can control the entire transaction, and then I just landed here and stayed here.
Well, we're happy to have you. We're happy to have all of you. I think it's really cool the way that we set up our culture and our environment. And so it's real. When Tags or somebody came up with this idea, I thought that's perfect. We can show balance, which is what I think a lot of working parents and working moms are really looking at, trying to figure out how to handle. So tell me, I'm going to start back with you, Jen. Tell me what you're doing now to try to keep it all together. Are you meditating in the morning, having cocktails by 11? That's me. What are you doing? To do different?
I feel like when you asked me to be on the show, I was like, I don't know what to say that would be complicated in my life because I don't feel like there's any complication. My kids are so self-sufficient. They wake up on their own. They make their own breakfast. They set up, themselves on the computer for schoolwork, and they're doing everything just fine. I wake up and they're already ready and done. I don't even have to. I'm like, are you sure? You're doing something, or or did you complete your homework? And that's with the kids. With regards to my husband, fortunately, our house is big enough where one is on one side and then I'm on the other side. So we're able to separate the craziness, I guess, with him being on virtual calls as well, and myself. My mother-in-law is a teacher. She's also on virtual calls. So she's in another section of the house, and I guess it's just knowing where your space is and kind of sticking to that space and everybody respecting each other inside of the space, and I mean, and with business, just continuing to prospect and talk to everybody. Facebook is there. We have a virtual world that's available to us right now.
I mean, look, we have this today. That's the great thing about the technology. How about you, Stephanie? Hold on, you're muted, Steph.
Sorry. So that sounds like heaven, Jen. I don't have that privilege.
Yeah.
My kid's 8 years old. And he's an only child, so he's very much like very attached to me. I don't have a second to myself, as you guys can see, and he's just like in my ear every 2 minutes, like mommy, mommy, mommy. So it's been kind of chaotic. The thing is, I am absolutely obsessed with him. So it's kind of like this time is really been a test for me, because on a normal basis when he goes to school, I have time to like miss him, and I'm always like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with my kid. And I'm like, I'm obsessed with my kid. Now I'm like, I'm obsessed with him. I'm obsessed with him. I'm just like trying to remind myself every day, like, no, you're not annoyed at him. No, you're not annoyed at him. So that's the tough part for me. But some of the wins definitely have been being able to just like take the slow mornings instead of like rush him through stuff, just that's been really nice. But I do have to like sit with him and do the homework and all that stuff through the text messages and phone calls and emails and all that stuff. So that's really been like pulling in different directions. That's the tough part. Because he will definitely at any moment that he gets a chance, as soon as I pick up a call, he's like, runs away, stops doing anything that he's actually supposed to be doing. And then, I'm like,
this is my opportunity to escape.
Yeah. I get it. Mine are all older, but I have 4 adults in the house, and I feel like I get interrupted because I have to work from the bedroom. This is the bedroom. So it's crazy, but I'm not balancing like you all. I don't have younger kids. I mean, I'm not comparing myself at all to the moms on this show. How about you, Krystal?
So we are, my husband and I are very regimented people. My son, again, only child like Stephanie's, little 5-year-old boy, Paul, who is a wild child. So there are times that we're on a Zoom meeting and he's behind me jumping on the couch. So we're trying to just understand that this is a very different time for him too, and he misses that interaction with children. But we have, a big mantra in our house: ask for help. Okay, if I feel like it's getting a little bit too much, the phone's ringing, my son's running around, we have a friend of the family who's staying with us to do homeschooling, to help babysit. We have friends at Osteria in Marlboro that do curbside pickup so we could still do family dinners. So we're trying to maintain some semblance of normalcy, and we have a really good team. So there's the home team, and then there's my home team, which is all of my friends and family who are readily available to help us. But we're very vocal here. Anybody that knows me, I'm kind of noisy. I will tell you when I need the help. But that's a good thing, because this should be a time for all of us to really innovate in how we run our businesses. And I think that a plus is we will take things away from this experience that will change forever how we do business. It's not that bad to work from home sometimes. It's not that bad to make sure we take that time for our families and make it all work, make it all work together. We're families that are servicing other families. So what good is it if we're helping all of our clientele and our families falling apart, right? So we have to make sure that everything's important. There's not one thing that isn't. So that's the glue of a mom and a family, right? Everything's important and everything's up to mom.
That's awesome. How about you, Kerrie?
So for me, it's really all about a schedule. I'm a very scheduled person. I put everything in my calendar. So I have Lucas is 7, Benjamin is 5. They're little. So we've got a kindergartner, we have a 2nd grader. So they require a lot of attention. I have to sit down with them. I have to do the work. So it's a little tough. My schedule's a little tough with them, but I get them up at like anywhere between like 6 and 6:30. I know that's a little crazy, but it's what works for me and it's what works for them. So I get them up early and I do all of their work with them, the schoolwork. And then we're usually done between like around 8:30, 9 a.m. And then, you know, for the most part, I could start my work day and I could do, you know, what I need to do. And at the same time, you know, they're having a good time. I want them to be able to enjoy during this, because the last thing I want is for them to look back and have bad memories of, like, you know, craziness. So it's what, so, you know, I'm doing a lot of cooking and cleaning and, you know, obviously teaching. And I just make sure I make it a point to make things fun for them. So we're doing a lot of bike riding and lots of baseball and cooking and fun things just to keep them occupied.
How are you all handling, and I mean, I just have somebody jump in or I can just pick somebody. How are you all handling the get dressed up scenario? Or my wife, and I'll share this with my wife with you. My wife is like my hair and my nails. And I'm kind of like my hair, like you can't see it in this, but wow, it's some insanity going on right there. So do you guys have like a regimen where you get up in the morning and you put on the makeup, you get fully dressed, or is everything ponytail like my wife? I'm giving her secrets out, ponytail. And, you know, I think she puts some makeup on in the morning, but do you guys have like something you do as part of that schedule? Krystal, I'll start with you.
4 o'clock in the morning the other day, I woke up because that's how badly I needed time to myself. 4 o'clock in the morning, I was up, I was in the shower, I had my hair done, my makeup. I was able to kind of take that time for myself, begin, log on. And when my family woke up, I was ready for them, because there's nothing worse than trying to get ready while the phone's ringing and the family needs you. It's very, very important, for me anyway, to make sure that I feel like if we were doing a podcast every day, I'm ready. That's just, it's a confidence thing for me when my phone rings. We're dealing with a lot of people under a lot of different types of stress right now. So I have to feel like I have it all together so that I could share that with the people that are reaching out to me, for sure. So hair, lashes, it's all happening every day.
I mean, you all look amazing. You really do. I want to tell you. How about you, Stephanie?
So for me, I kind of like always reside in workout attire if I'm not in like professional attire, just because I'm like, I would rather be ready for a workout at any moment. So yeah, I mean, I think that in general, I think that I don't really have like a high maintenance like routine for like whatever getting ready or anything like that. So I kind of sort of just look like this in a sense that my hair's kind of not done or anything like that. I just kind of wake up and then maybe I'll like fix.
Like you did your hair though.
Yeah.
Well, so when I wash my hair, I'll blow dry it, you know, and then it kind of just falls this way. And then, you know, right now I did kind of like cover up a couple of like blemishes and pimples and stuff like that. But you know what, I think we all understand this. Like I do have my eyebrows microbladed. I have my lash extensions. So that kind of helps with not having to actually do that much. And that's kind of why I did that in the first place, is because I was like, I don't enjoy wasting a lot of time on the getting ready part. So, you know, a little bit of like, you know, lip balm and like a little like lip color and stuff like that goes a long way now that I have the things that are already kind of in place. And then, you know, I don't know if I was allowed to or not, but I had a girl come do my nails. And then, yeah, she came, she had her like, you know, mask and all that stuff. And I did it. I needed it.
Hey, listen, no judgment. This is a no judgment zone.
I'm going to a nail salon on Sunday. My nail lady is seeing one person at a time, and I'm going because they're gone.
Yes. Yeah, it makes me feel like a human again, you know?
I learned how to
get
do
up,
my own.
Jen?
So I'm
get
gonna.
up?
Wow, Krystal.
Oh, look good. See?
If mortgages don't work out, I'll be taking appointments.
All right, noted.
Jen, how about you?
Honestly, I don't wear any makeup every single day. I took this opportunity to put some makeup on, you know, and to at least look presentable. I guess on Zoom meetings, I'll do a little bit better if I'm the one speaking. Otherwise, you won't see me on video at all. I'm just going to be there listening. And with dressing up, I think just like Stephanie, I wake up in the morning, put some gym clothes, and and work out. Fortunately, we can do a lot of stuff on our phones and interrupt the workout with a little bit of things here and there and get that in there, because eating has been an issue. So we got to get that in there.
How about you, Kerrie?
So I think for the most part, in the beginning of this whole, being stuck at home during the quarantine, I was just trying to take care of my skin. So I was doing a lot of different, moisturizers and not having any makeup on at all. And then after about a week, I would be looking in the mirror and I'd be like, oh God, I need to put some makeup on. This isn't a good look anymore. So I would, now I've been putting on some makeup every day. I make sure that, we're all on Zoom calls pretty much all day long. And I make sure I put that video on because, I think it's important. I feel better when I'm dressed and I have my makeup on and my hair's done. If if that doesn't happen, I just all day I kind of feel like, ugh, So, and in regards to the nails, I'm doing them myself.
You set the yeah.
Some short, neat looking.
I know. I'd love to have somebody come cut my hair. That would be my dream. I don't think you guys would even know it. You can't see it on the camera, so it's just me.
You look great, Ted.
Yeah.
So let's talk about. We had a lot of questions when I posted this Monday. Let's talk about business a little bit because that's the other part of the balance. Where are you guys? What are you guys feeling the market's like? What are you feeling on the business side? Are you having to do things completely different? Are people more high maintenance? Are you putting more hours in? And then how do you feel about the market in general? I threw a whole bunch at you, but I'll start with Stephanie. Tell me, Stephanie, how you're feeling about the market. Are you working more because of the fact that you're not in person with people? Tell us a little bit about that part of the balance.
So for me, the balance portion is I never really did have to do a lot of in-person before with my clients. And I do feel like I am working a lot more just because I don't have to actually leave my computer to go anywhere. I think that's kind of been the productive plus. And so right now, I do feel like, to me, it's all about the mindset, right? The way that you're perceiving things. And so I feel like it's a really good moment in the market just because of the fact that everybody does have a better chance to get a good interest rate because the credit score requirements have been a lot more strict. So now we just have to view it as like, hey, you know what? Now we actually have to have qualified buyers.
How about you, Kerrie?
So I think for the most part with my referral partners and my clients, the biggest thing for me is communication. I like to do a lot of in-face appointments. And we can't do that right now. So I'm just to stay connected. I'm doing live calls. I'm offering Zoom calls if people want to, do something face to face. People are nervous right now. People are scared. And I just feel like, it's a way to kind of calm them down if you're, on a Zoom. I just think that it's important to stay connected.
Amen to that. How about you, Jen?
Honestly, I haven't seen much of an issue when it comes to the communication with the clients and stuff like that because most of my communication has been over the phone or virtual. What I have been doing is being more effective online, where I do enforce or encourage them to submit the applications online so that we have an easier transition because, when the rates went down really, really low a few weeks ago, we had an influx of refis. And then now people, I guess, are seeing, well, I still have a job. The market is loosening up a bit with regards to values, like the price points. They think the price points are going down. They think, and just the thought process itself creates the movement, right?
Yes.
And so this past week I've gotten a lot more pre-approvals for purchases, and I feel like if we're more effective, we have less time on the road. You know what I mean? So might as well use all the virtual technology that we have, inclusive of the applications that links to our systems, and move a little faster with that. But they're like Stephanie said, more qualified borrowers. So the ones that are not, it's been more like guidance. Like, listen, we'll get back to where we need to be. You know, and if you need it right now, this is what you can do. And we have those systems to be able to guide people through.
Love it. All right. How about you, Krystal?
So in this environment, what I'm doing is I'm using this time and this time at home to really connect with my agents and help them with strategy, because we're very good at the home team at finding clientele to be able to share. But I think it's a great time to help educate our referral partners and our agents, okay, and do the Zoom calls with them. And one thing, like Kerrie was just saying, how you were doing Zoom calls, it's nice because maybe in the future, our busier clients that would have wanted that face-to-face, we can offer this as an alternative, which will be more, beneficial to the client if they're very busy, but they still get that special attention, which I think is wonderful. So we're all, innovative here, and we're going to make sure that we make some lemonade out of these lemons, right?
I agree. And I think what you just said is so important. I think that people are going to be more amenable to it. Like, it's going to be more acceptable to do it because they've gotten used to it. And now it's kind of the norm that they've been living with for the past 30 days or so until whenever. And so I think people are used to it. So now it will be better. And people will say, yeah, of course, I'd love to do a call with you, Krystal. And I think that's going to help us be more productive and give us, like you said, more of an outlet and more options for us to work with our referral partners.
Also to network and reach out. Other people that are working from home, other companies that have employees that aren't able to go in, we're working with priority payments, and we're calling and saying, how are you doing business now? Because there's always a time for us to learn and for us to share and teach. And I think that we will come out of this with really strong new relationships as well.
I agree.
Yeah, I think in my opinion, the ones that are really professional, like the lenders that are really working the business right now and are really connecting with their agents, these are the ones that are really making a difference in the industry with what's happening right now, doing the Zoom calls and the educational calls and all that stuff, and I lost my thought process. I think the point I was trying to make is right now we have the ability to educate and we're more efficient. We don't, in Miami, I don't know if you guys know, but in Miami, when you go meet an agent, there's too much of a, conversation of nothing at the beginning, and a lot of, there's not that there's necessarily a problem because you're building a relationship, but at the same time, I feel like this just makes it more efficient. You get through it a lot faster.
I agree. All right. Last question before we head out. Part of balance is self-care. So, Kerrie, what are you doing aside from work, aside from everything else? What are you doing to take care of Kerrie?
Yoga. I do a lot of yoga. So a part of my rigid schedule with my kids, because I'm getting them up super early, they're exhausted by 7 o'clock. Mom win. So I'm putting them to bed between like 7 and 8, which leaves me a lot of time for myself. So, I try to work out, I run, do a lot of yoga, and that just kind of helps me with the stress.
How about you, Jen?
Yoga is actually one of them in the morning. It's not every day, but it is something I do implement throughout my week. I'm taking my vocal lessons, and so I'm singing with my coach still every Thursday, and then riding motorcycles. That liberates me. I take a weekend with my husband, and I get on my bike, he gets on his, and we just go.
Love it.
And that's liberating.
See, you learn. I knew about this thing. I didn't know about the motorcycles. How about you, Krystal?
We're taking a lot of walks. My son loves baseball, and he's not able to do his training now. So we are doing that with him. And I think I'm getting really good. I hit a line drive right into him. I thought we were going to have to call the medics, but I'm getting better. But we're just, making the most of it, and, learning things even about our own neighborhood. We're taking walks. I didn't know there was a creek like up the road. I had no idea because we're just always on the go. And now we're forced to kind of stop and take that time together. But a lot of bike riding and going outside. So it's been really fun and trying to be healthier because we're home. So, we're mindful of what we're, putting into our bodies because we have the time to do so. So it's been great, for the most part for us.
How about you, Steph? We'll wrap it up with you.
Yeah, so I actually, yoga's always been my thing, but right now I'm doing a lot of cardio kickboxing at home. Like, there's tons of apps you guys can download. There's actually a really good free one. If anyone wants it, I'll send it to you. But lots of cardio kickboxing. I get my frustrations out. And then lots of bike rides with my kid. That was one of the awesome wins of this whole experience, was that I was able to teach him how to ride a bike in one day. So now we're bike riding together, and he has so much fun, and that's been our kind of outlet and just enjoying the time.
It's great. You guys are awesome. It's such an honor to be on the same team as you and work for the same company as you guys. I love the positive attitude. This is what makes the home team. I mean, it's just, you can't make this up. The environment and the culture and the people, really, we all have a great love and respect for each other. And so I appreciate you guys spending time with me on the home team series. Thank you so much. You guys, everybody's stuff is there. Reach out to them. We tag them all. I'll tag them again. So you can reach out if you have any refis or purchases. These ladies are definitely top 4 you want to start reaching out to. So thank you guys so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Say cheese, guys.
Say cheese. Bye, guys.
Cheese.
Bye.